Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to a moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. In our Discover Your Potential segment brought to you by Bodyline, we're joined by our newest contributor, podcaster and host, Anna Devere. She's joined by singer and performer, Alex Boyé. He's known for his African-infused music that has gained over 1 billion views on YouTube. He shared the stage with legendary artists, and his innovative YouTube videos keep him firmly grounded as a global phenomenon. With today being March 2nd, World Teen Mental Health Awareness Day, it's also important to mention how Alex proudly shares his talent as an official ambassador for many causes, including the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and focuses on improving the mental health of teens today. They join me to discuss his career, the teen mental health crisis, and the power of music. Welcoming now to the show are my dear friends. Welcome, superstars.
Hi.
Hey!
Thanks for having us on. This is so awesome. Woo.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
excited to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to have
Anna.
some fun. I just feel it.
Oh, I'm always about having fun. Anna, welcome back.
Thank you.
So, Alex, we'll start with you. You've had this amazing, incredible journey as an artist, gaining many accolades and accomplishments along the way, from season 10 of America's Got Talent to being a featured voice in Cruel Summer, which was a short film by Kanye West that premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, to even being named 2017 Artist of the Year and the grand prize winner in a music contest sponsored by Pepsi and Hard Rock Cafe. That's a lot. Could you tell us more about how you got to where you are today, and always were you always sure that music was your path?
Yeah, I never knew it was going to be my path, but it became my saving grace because when I was 16, I got kicked out of my house. I lived on the streets for a while. This is on the streets of London where I was born and raised. And I was in a really, really bad way. And I used to go to this one nightclub and just dance my sorrows away. And one time I actually wanted to take my life. I was just going through so much pain. Had some abusive relationships, and in terms of like an uncle who basically sexually abused me for many, many months. And so I ran away from home, and I went to this nightclub. My goal was to take my life, but I was going to dance, get my dance on, you know what I'm saying? And then I was going to exit. That was it. While I was on the dance floor, the DJ says my name. And I'm like, wait, first of all, I'm 16 years old in this nightclub. I shouldn't even be there. It's a 21-year-old up. How does this guy know? Come to find out, I did this talent contest 2 weeks before. And then he said to me, Alex, I remember you. He said it on stage in front of everyone. He says, you keep going. I want to dedicate this song to you. And the lyrics to that song changed my life. And that's when I knew that I wanted to do music for the rest of my life.
Wait, what was the song?
I tried to find that for the 14 years. I've been trying to find what song that is. I was with a roommate, like from years back. We're driving to like 7-Eleven. He plays the song. My whole DNA starts shaking, right? Because it affects, I was like, what is going on right now? And it just dawned to me, something just spoke to me, said, that's the song that saved your life. So I decided to do a cover of it. That's kind of funny. It's not released yet, but it'll be soon. But it just changed my life.
The
So the song is an
suspense.
old 80s song by an artist called D-Train. And there's a part in the verse that says, with the strength of your mind, you can be set free. You can overcome your past. Search deep inside. You can see your time will come at last. And it's like, keep on. It just kept going. It's like, it was like not a spiritual song, but it was.
It spoke to your soul. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, pause right there. Anna, how did you first cross paths with Alex?
I know. How do I follow that? Okay. So it was this time last year. I had just performed in Nashville at the Bluebird Cafe. And for whatever reason, I was in a slump. And I know when I'm going into a dark place that I just need to hit a reset, right? So I took a nap that day. I just laid down. About 15 minutes in, our friend Billy Cole called and said, can you be on stage with Alex Boyé at a teen mental health suicide prevention, singing Bend Not Break with him? And I went, that took my breath away. That was a sign. I said yes, and that's how we met last year this time.
What a beautiful story. So
Yeah.
everything comes full circle. There are no coincidences,
Yeah.
and you are exactly where you are supposed to be. So, Alex, you've
Yes.
had many breakout moments, and
Yeah.
you've performed with legendary artists such as Jay-Z and Tim McGraw and George Michael and Missy Elliott and
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake and the Beach Boys. I mean, I don't know who you haven't performed with.
Oh,
However,
so many more.
However, everyone knows that the life of a musical artist isn't always smooth. W-
Yes.
Why are you currently focusing on mental health for teens and suicide prevention in your speaking engagements?
Okay. The reason why you said something really interesting, Zen, where you said you've had many breakout moments and then you talked about all my accolades, but none of those accolades made me happy. That's the problem with us. We look for accolades to make us feel important, but then also hoping that it'll make us feel better. And it doesn't. And what I'm starting to realize, like I remember I read this quote once that said, sometimes we find ourselves climbing the ladder of success, then we get to the top and we find we're leaning on the wrong side of the wall. Because all those accolades don't mean nothing if you ain't happy first. If you ain't happy with yourself, you can get a pile of money land in your hand, and that will last 3 seconds. And then you're like, okay, next. And so I had to I found it from my African roots actually. Because you go to Africa and you go and you try and do a humanitarian service, look at the kids and see them smiling. Have you ever gone to service in Africa, a depressed kid in Africa? I needed to learn what it is that makes my people so happy, even when they have no accolades, no money, nowhere to live, nowhere to stay, no future. So I had to learn that. And I realized that it came from knowing that you are something special, whether you have someone tell you that or not.
Well, you are very special, my dear.
Oh, well, thank
And
you so much.
it's interesting because the focus on mental health is so important right now, these days. Millions of people in the US are affected by mental illness each year. And according to the CDC, 1 in 5 US adults live with a mental illness, and over 1 in 5 youth ages 13 to 18, either currently or at some point during their life, have had a serious, debilitating mental illness. And these statistics are staggering. Focusing on mental health for teens is extra important, in my opinion, because 50% of all lifetime mental illness begins by age 14. And
Yeah,
suicide, as we know, is the second leading cause of death among those kids aged 10 to 14, which is such a sad statistic. As a
yeah,
mother, this breaks my heart. Now, music and mental health may be more connected than we've ever thought. Now, your
yeah,
favorite song may not have the potential to not just sound good, but be good for you in terms of the emotion it makes you evoke. And music has been linked with positive effects on the
yes,
brain, such as improved mood, decreased anxiety, a better overall emotional well being. It's science. Research
yeah,
shows that music affects both dopamine and oxytocin levels, and even lower levels of it lowers the levels of the stress hormone cortisol. Now, Anna, what role does music play? I know this is a big one for you in
Mhm.
your overall mental well being.
So I think everyone can relate to putting on a dance song when they want to blow off steam. That's one way. I also believe that music anchors you emotionally. Sometimes if you resist emotion, it'll start to eat you alive. I think it's really important to pay attention to your teens playlist. I got really deep into my teens playlist so that it was in my brain. I spotted things and I got to have a conversation that was real, and I didn't avoid the hard stuff. In fact, I said, that's universal. That feeling that you have, that right on the edge, that's really important that you don't try to resist that emotion, that you're brave enough to admit to your teen, I feel the same as you. That's a conversation starter. And music is an emotional anchor for those kinds of
It connects
experiences.
us. My
It
daughter
yeah,
does.
has been sleep trained and listening to baby Mozart lullaby since
yes,
she's in the womb. Now,
yes.
Alex, early last year, you faced some significant challenges, but when you decided to say yes to an invitation to speak to a full auditorium of school superintendents, the impact was incredible. And you are now also a highly sought after speaker, and your I Am a 10 musical presentation fills students and adults with so much hope. Tell us more about your "You Are a Number 10" campaign, and
Well,
how
yeah.
are you spending your time these days?
Well, it really started from going back to the memory of me eating food out of trash cans on the streets of London when I was homeless. And what I realized is that guess what? You guys do it every single day, everyone, all over the world, especially the kids. We eat mental trash out of mental trash cans every day, and that's where it's coming. I think I heard a quote. It was by Bruce Lee, and he says, "Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy and cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. We hypnotize ourselves when we say, 'I'm not going to make it today.' Do 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 do. I'm a terrible person. Do 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 do. Everything that comes out of our mouths is self-hypnotism. You know what? I'm gonna have a great day today. Do, 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 do. I'm not gonna beat myself up. I'm something that is worth it. I'm a 10. Do, do, do. So everything that comes out of our mouths is hypnotism for good or for bad. Um, there's an Irish thought leader. I want to read this. He says, Emmett Fox, he says, whether you are generally happy, cheerful, low-spirited, or fearful, it depends on the quality of mental food upon which you diet yourself. We feed ourselves on a daily basis what we are thinking, by what we are saying, and by what we are watching. And so that's what I tell the kids. And it's not from me being a professor. I didn't even pass second grade, but I'm a professor of the streets. And I'm a professor of someone that wanted to take his life and lived because I realized that there was so much more to me than I thought. And I had to find that out to realize that I was a 10. Like you see this 10 here, this $10 bill. If you scrunch it up, right, and you give it to a kid and you say, do you want it? They'll still want it. If you step on it, trample it, even spit on it, talk bad to it, I hate you, man, you suck, man, you stink, your breath smells of Tic Tacs, right? And then you say to the kid, will you still take it? And they'll say, yeah. And you're like, why? It's like, because its worth doesn't change. So no matter what, if you're trampled on, spit upon, the internet is always spewing out all kinds of negative stuff. All that stuff doesn't change your worth. And once a person recognizes that you can fail, but not be a failure, you can have a bad grade, but you don't have a bad career. If you realize that you can fall and fail, knowing that you're a 10 and that number never changes, it does something to you and it gives
It's
you a little
beautiful.
more
It's beautiful.
resilience.
Very, very wise words. Thank you for sharing that. I love that analogy and I love the spin you put on that $10 bill. Now I see it. Now I see its value is so much more worth than 10. Anna, I hear so I heard you earlier tell me the story of when you first met in this incredible performance. So you performed together at this teen mental health and suicide prevention summit last year where you joined the Tomorrow's Stars choir and you accompanied Alex on the song Bend Not Break.
Mm.
What was that like?
Well, if you watch his audition tape for America's Got Talent, you'll know he's a force of nature. He's got the judges and he's got the crowd whipped up like 0 to 1,000 in seconds. So he's a force of nature. It's very surreal to be on stage with Alex. But I want to just say, as you hear him speak, I mean, performing is that special. There's something really special in the message. And it doesn't matter if 6 people are listening or an arena is listening. Alex has the vibrancy
I
and
don't
the
pay you enough. Do you need this $10 here? Wow. Wow.
it's very true. And
Thank
so,
you.
I mean, that's what you look for in a performer, but that's rare to me. That's really rare.
I love it. Now, Alex, very quickly, we have about a minute left, and I know
Okay.
that you have some incredible YouTube videos up there. You have a billion uh, views on YouTube. You have a
Yeah.
wide array of work posted, both covers and original songs, with your most popular video being an Africanized tribal cover of Let It Go from Frozen, featuring the One Voice Children's Choir. It's clear you're always on it and continuously working with to perfect your craft. Not everybody stays as committed as you do. What keeps you in the game with producing your music videos?
I think because I'm realizing now that it's affecting people. And the more I'm seeing the comments, it's like, oh, I've got to do more of this because it's working for me and, in my lane. And so I'm just enjoying just the experience of just having kids, especially the youth. That's how Anna and I connect. We literally have this vision of just youth all over the world just being hugged through words, through music, through entertainment. And that's what we want to do.
That's beautiful. Anna, what's your discovery, your potential takeaway from this amazing artist?
So Alex is my hero because he dreams bigger than most people, and he keeps building. You're never too old to dream big, and that's infectious, and it's really important. So that's the message today. You're never too big to get down on the ground level. You're never too old to dream. And Alex, thank you for being such an accessible
Thank
and
you.
wonderful artist.
Thank you.
Thank you both for coming on. This was an incredible segment, very feel good. Alex, I wish you nothing but the best. You are so inspirational and definitely went where there is no path and left a great big journey. And
Uh,
Anna, thank you so much for being on such a great guest.
Thank you, Zen.
Thank you for opening your heart and giving us a stage to be able to share our message. You're doing
It,
incredible things too. Thank you.
the pleasure is all mine. That was our Discover Your Potential segment brought to you by Body Align. Be sure to check out Alex Boyé on his YouTube channel at Alex Boyé Real. And of course, see more of Anna by heading to discoveryourpotentialshow.com. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is sponsored by Body Align. Are you ready for a long winter's nap? Over 183 million adults have trouble sleeping at least once a week. That's why Body Align designed a wearable patch that helps you fall asleep faster, wake up feeling refreshed, and comes with a money-back guarantee. Try the Sweet Dreams patch today and get a buy one, get one free pack with the promo code DYP. Visit bodyalign.com and enter DYP at checkout because discovering your potential starts with a great night's sleep. That's bodyalign.com.